Hello, grade 8 students. This is page 101, numbers 13 through 51, the odds. And this is a lesson reminding us about something called the distributive property. Please look over pages 98 to 99. But I'm going to also do some problems here on the board right now to try to refresh your memory. Basically, the distributive property says that you're going to take the first term and multiply it by the second term, and then you're going to take the first term and multiply it by the third term. So if we see this one right here, I'm going to write an equal sign, 5 times 7, first term times the second term, and then I'm going to add it to the first term times the third term. So we've got 5 times 7 plus 5 times 8. Now, let's evaluate that. 35 plus 40, 75 is our answer. Any questions? Let's try another one. First term times the second term. First term times the third term. 18 plus 2, 20. Done. Let's try the next one. Ooh, does this freak you out, seeing the number back here? Don't let it freak you out. Just move it up front. It's the same thing. Is there any difference between the quantity of 2 plus 4 times 6 or 6 times the quantity of 2 plus 4? No, there's no difference. So, first term times the second term. First term times the third term. 12 plus 24, 36. Done. Now this next one, you'll notice, has a variable in it. Don't panic. No big deal. Just follow the rules. The only thing is, we won't be able to evaluate it. In other words, we won't be able to find an answer to it because we don't know what x is right now. The only thing we can do is first term times the second term plus first term times the third term. Right? First term times the second, first times the third. We can then change this 4 times 3 to 12, and that's as far as we can go with that. 4x plus 12. Let's go to the middle. No big deal. Up here, first term times second term plus first term times third term. 12 plus 2. Final answer, 14. Oh, they snuck one of these numbers in the back. No big deal. Just move it front. 9 times 4 plus 9 times 6. First term times the second term. First term times the third term. We got 36 and 54, which makes, what, 90, I guess, 90. Let's do the next one. Oh, that 4 is at the end. Put it out front. 4 times 9, first term times second term. 4 times 2, first term times the third term. 36 plus 8, 44. Done. Notice, subtraction sign, so be careful. 7 times 3, first term times the second term. 7 times 2, first term times the third term. Subtraction sign, 21 minus 14, answer 7. Okay, now things are going to get a little bit tricky. Notice up here, this really wasn't that tricky using a subtraction sign. But sometimes when you get down here and you have a multiplier that is a negative number and you have a subtraction sign here, sometimes people get confused about this. Remember this. This is 8, a positive 8, minus 4, and it's a positive 4. So be careful about that. It's a positive 4. It makes a difference. So, negative 8 times 5. First term times the second term. Minus, because there's a minus sign there, negative 5 times a positive 4. Negative 5 times a positive 4. You've got to be careful about that. Here I have negative 40 minus, and this is negative 20. Now to evaluate that, you got to make sure you understand how to do subtracting a negative. Subtracting a negative is really adding the opposite of that second number. So the answer in this case is negative 20. Be careful. When you have a negative value and you have a subtraction sign within the quotation marks, or the parentheses rather, that could be trouble if you don't think through it carefully. Let's try another one up here. Very similar issue. We got a negative 2. I'm going to bump it up front. Negative 2 times 8. Negative 2 times 8. Subtracting a positive 4. So it's negative 2 times a positive 4. Negative 2 times a positive 4. And it's being subtracted. Got to be careful. Okay? What's negative 2 times 8? Negative 16. What's negative 2 times 4? Negative 8. Be careful. What is subtracting a negative? It's really adding the opposite of the second number, and this ends up being a negative 8 when you solve that using the three-step rule. Okay, what if you went to the movies and a ticket was $7 and popcorn was $3 and you wanted to get 4 tickets and 4 popcorns? What kind of distributive property problem could you do out of that? Any thoughts? Well, isn't that 4 groups of 7 and 3? 4 groups of 7, 4 groups of 3, right? And then we could use the distributive property to rewrite it as 4 times 7 plus 4 times 3, just like we've been doing all along. And then you could write this as 28 plus 12, or an answer of 40, right? How about this one? Pretty easy. 2x plus 6, right? First term times second term, first term times third term, right? Now we probably want to write it first of all as 2x plus 2 times 3, right? First term times the second term, first term times the third term, but then we can combine those. 2 times 3 is 6. Let's try this one. First times the second, first times the third, adding them together, combine these to 3. How about this one? Let's move the 4 up front. First term times the second, first term times the third, change this to 12. Okay, got a few more problems over here. Hopefully you're already getting bored by this because you think this is easy, but who knows, who knows. I'm going to move that 6 out front here. 6 times 3 and 6 times y. I can combine these, but I can't do anything with the 6y because I don't know what y is. This one, 3 times x minus 3 times 2. This is 3x minus 6. This is 8 times t minus 8 times 3. I can rewrite it as 8 times t times 24 because I can combine those. Ooh, let's bring this 6 out front. 6 times r minus 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30, so we've got 6r minus 30. Let's take a look up here. Ooh, move the 5 out front. 5t minus 5 times 4, or 5t minus 20. Negative 2x plus negative 2 times 4, or negative 2x plus a negative 8. Negative 2 times the second term. Negative out here and a negative here. I got to slow down. I put in the minus sign, and it's negative 2 times a positive 7. Negative 2 times a positive 7, and that's a negative 14, so I end up with this, right? Negative 2x minus the negative 14. But another way to write that is negative 2x plus 14, because subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding the opposite of that second number. Okay, how about this one right here? Let's bring the 2 out front. We've got negative 2 times y, minus negative 2 times that positive 4, and so it's negative 2y minus a negative 8, or in other words, negative 2y plus an 8, because subtracting a negative is adding a positive. And this last one is easy, 2x plus 2y. Done. Can't simplify it any further. Hopefully, I didn't go too fast. Whoops, there it is. That was off the screen, wasn't it? 2x plus 2y. First times the second, first times the third, right? Hopefully that's relatively easy for you. Thank you. Have a good day.